Hey guys, Ren here again with more Pokemon, going over a span of 20 years of Pokemon. Anyways, let's get started. 1999. Starting off Generation 2, on November 21st, Pokemon Gold and Silver was released in Japan. This game introduced two new types of Pokemon, Dark and Steel type. 2000. On the 21st of July, the legendary Pokemon Lugia made its first appearance in the US, making an appearance in the Pokemon The Movie 2000. 2 months later, on the 21st of September, Pokemon Puzzle Challenge is released in Japan. October 14th, Pokemon returns with Season 3, which was called Pokemon The Johto Journeys, where Ash and his friends venture into a new region, Johto. One day after, on October 15th, Pokemon Gold and Silver is released in the US. Within this game, beating the Elite Four will unlock the Kanto region, which will also allow players to face off previous gym leaders from Kanto. On December the 4th, Pokemon Puzzle Challenge is released for the Game Boy Color in the US. On the same day, Pokemon Puzzle League is released for the mobile. 10 days later, on December the 14th, Pokemon Crystal and Pokemon Seijiamu Kinjin are both released on the same day, in the same country, Japan. 2 days later, on December the 16th, a brand new Pokemon trading card expansion is released in the US, called Neo Genesis Set. This set featured Pokemon from the Johto region, for the first time. This expansion also introduced baby Pokemon and two new types, Darkness and Metal. 2001. Start of the new year, on March 28th, Pokemon Stadium 2 is released in the US. 9 days later, on April the 6th, Pokemon 3 The Movie is released in the US. This feature featured the Mysterious Unknown. June the 3rd, the Pokemon Trading Card expansion Neo Discovery Set is released in the US. This set revolved around the theme of Ruins of Alph and Unknown. July 29th, Pokemon Crystal is released in the US. This game allowed players to play as a female character for the first time. You played as Chris. She never returned in the remake of Pokemon Gold and Silver. On August 18th, Pokemon returns with Season 4, which was aired in the US, called Pokemon Johto League Champions. On September the 21st, another Pokemon Trading Card expansion is released in the US, called Neo Revelation Set, which introduced Shining Pokemon. Pichu, Pikachu, Jigglypuff and Mewtwo makes a first appearance on the Nintendo GameCube, in this game Super Smash Bros. Melee. Super Smash Bros. Melee was released on November the 21st. 2002. More Pokemon Trading Card content is released in the US. On the 28th of September, the Neo Destiny Set expansion is released in the US. This set introduced Light Pokemon. 24th of May, another expansion is released in the US, which was called Legendary Collection Set. This set was never released in Japan. The original name for this set was meant to be Base Set 3, as it's a combination of Base Set, Jungle Set, Fossil Set and Team Rocket Set. With the name change, this set was much more popular than Base Set 2. The animated Pokemon TV series returns with a Season 5 on September 14th, which was called Pokemon Master Quest. This season was the only season to not have Johto in its name, being a season based in the Johto region. A day after, on the 15th of September, another expansion is released in the US, called Expedition Base Set. This was the first expansion to include e-cards, which used the Nintendo e-reader to read the e-cards. 11th of October, Pokemon Forever comes to the US. This debut was released as a special limited release, but the official premiere of the movie was on October 25th, 2003. Wizards of the Coast returns with the last two Pokemon Trading Card expansions, one being released in the US on January 15th called Aquapolis Set, and the other being Skyridge Set, which was released on May 12th. The Skyridge Set was the last set to feature Crystal Pokemon, and where the fan-created term Evolution was used by an official Nintendo licensed source.
Bonus! Let's give you a bonus.
On the 22nd of November 2001, in Macy's Thanksgiving Parade, they featured a gigantic Pikachu balloon for the first time. That's all for this week. Make sure to check out my other videos, hit that like button if you liked the video, and subscribe for more to come.